fertilizer everywhere. So elephant dung all over the place. Now we'll go back to that leopard, although he's still very much asleep in this cold weather. And he's got himself a really nice little spot there. So the wind is coming from here, and he's got himself a little hole in the top of that termite mound where he's protected from the wind, where he can snooze and be nice and toasty. Much toastier than us. Oh, Colt's asked a very interesting question. Hi, Colt. Colt would like to know, why do leopards have white bellies? Now, that is a very interesting question, because as you can see, the rest of their body is covered in those spots to try and make sure the other animals can't see them. And those elephants walked straight past here and didn't see that leopard on top of the termite mound. The reason they have white bellies is possibly because they can absorb or dispel heat. So even though it's cold now, you can see the leopard's curled in a little ball. But when it is very hot, they tend to lie with their legs open. So white reflects heat, and all the big cats don't like the heat that much. Even though they live in hot places, they tend to try and move around when it's cool. So the white belly of a lion or a leopard is going to reflect the heat a little bit, so try to keep them a little bit cooler. Although he doesn't need to reflect heat this morning, it's very chilly. They can run up to about 50 kilometers an hour, so much faster than a person, and they can keep it up for a lot longer of a distance. So they can probably keep that up for a couple of 100 meters. Now, of course, a leopard is faster than an elephant, but a leopard is faster for a shorter time. Now, a leopard does about 24 meters per second when they're at top speed, which is just under 90 kilometers an hour. But they only keep that up for a very, very short space of time. Now, that's because they are ambush predators. Now, what makes leopards so unbelievably adaptable and able to utilize so many different habitats is their hunting strategy. And they can be very, very patient. Now, he's in a good spot here because there's water right behind us. So there's a chance that an impala or a little duiker or a steenbok, which are the most common antelope in this habitat, and kudu as well, might come for a drink and might not see him on that termite mound because he's so flat there that he might be able to find himself some dinner, or in this case, breakfast. Now, remember yesterday we talked about habitats not only being the big things. So the leopard is actually lying on a habitat itself. It is a termite mound. Now, if we come out a little bit, you can see it's a very big one. And it is still an active one. If you go, you see the open chimney there, Brian? So now, termites are farmers. So they're actually another animal that can make their own habitat. So they build these fantastically large termite mounds, and they open and close these chimneys to keep it at about 32 degrees Celsius, because that's the perfect temperature to farm fungus, which is like mushrooms, and that's their favorite food. So there's another habitat, and because of the termite mounds, other animals also use them. As you can see, leopard and lion like to lie on top of them. It gives them a nice high spot to check around. Also, other animals like snakes and scorpions and spiders will also live on termite mounds. And one of the strangest little creatures out in the African bush also lives on a termite mound. It's called an African thief ant. Now, it's a type of ant that is so tiny you need a magnifying glass or a microscope to see most of the workers. And the reason they like to live on the side of termite mounds is their favorite food is baby termites. But they're so small, the termites can't see them. So they go into the termite mounds and carry the baby termites away back to their their little mound, which will be on the side of the termite mound, and then they can eat the baby termites. But they're so small that the soldier termites who are there to protect the babies can't even see them. Hi, Shania. Shania would like to know, oh, he's opened his eye. He's listening to you, Shania. He likes the sound of your name. Panaya, sorry. Likes the sound of your name. Oh, or has he heard something else? Are we going to get another bunch of elephants appear behind us? But a leopard has a white tip to its tail. It's called a following mechanism. It's more for female leopards when they have babies, that they're able to see mom's tail go through the bush. So, because leopards see in black and white. So things that are dark, blacks, like black behind a leopard's ears, and the white tip of the tail, they're going to be able to see a lot more easily, and that makes it easier for the babies to follow the moms. Oh, is he going to get up and get moving? Now, on both of our game drives, we've seen leopards sleeping. And Sophie would like to know, why do leopards sleep so much? Well, it looks like he might wake up for a little bit. Now, Sophie, they sleep so much because they have trouble dispelling heat, and that's why they have that white tummy again. Now, a leopard, on average, will sleep for about 18 hours a day. So what happens is they use so much energy when they hunt that they have to rest quite a lot. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to hunt again very soon. So when they sleep for 18 hours a day, it's not normally 18 hours in a row. They will get up and move, and then sleep again and get up and move. But they don't sleep as much as lions. Now, the reason for that is they're a bit smaller, so they don't utilize as much energy as a lion when they move. Now, I'm hoping he stands up for us and goes out hunting. Wouldn't that be exciting? Now, even though he has been napping, he's very alert. Now, if you look at his ears, they're always moving around like little radar dishes, picking up all the sounds around him. And this is one of our favorite leopards. We haven't seen him in quite a long time, so it's quite exciting to see him. Isn't he just beautiful? Now, as I was saying about habitats, leopard of the big cats can live in the most different habitats. They've even been found, they found a frozen leopard on Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, which is the highest mountain in Africa, and it looked like that leopard was right up in the snow line, and then he got caught by a snowstorm. Oh, it looked like he might have heard something there. Could there be some impala coming down for a drink? Could there be some steenbok coming down for a drink? Or has he heard the sound of a potential danger like a hyena or a lion? Or another big male leopard, because he's still quite young. We're going to wait here. Hopefully he moves soon. If he moves, we'll be right back. But while we do that, let's go across to Steph, who's got a male leopard's favorite food.
That's exactly right. We've got a male leopard's favorite food, and that's impala. This is a male impala, and look how beautiful he is. But what you can't see from this particular angle, which we're going to try and show you now, is he's had an accident. He's been in a fight with another male impala, and he's blind in his one eye. Those horns are so sharp, if you had to put your finger on top of that horn and push down really hard, it'll make you bleed. I want to show you what's happened. Let's see if we can get you a little bit closer to this guy. You can see they're busy eating leaves at the moment. They normally eat grass, but because we're in winter, they're eating leaves as well. Let's see if we can get you a bit closer to this male. He's been fighting with another male, and I think he's hurt his eye in a fight. Let's see, there you go. Have a look at that. You can see his eye is looking quite sore. Now that would be because they bump heads together when they fight. And I think what's happened over there is the one horn has gone into the other one's eye. That's going to be a pity. And now we've got some kudu on the side. Looks like we're finding all the stuff on this road, hey? Coming down. It's a kudu and a warthog in actual fact. Let's go forward a little bit. Hello there. 2 warthogs. See the tail up? Got a nice story to tell you about warthog. When warthogs were made, there were not enough skin, and their skin is very, very tight. And so what happened, or what happens is when they run through the bush, they have to close their eyes because all the sticks go into their face. And because they're closing their eyes tight, their skin pulls tight and their tails come up. But because they can't see where they're going, they have to stop running. And then they look around and their tails go down when their eyes open again. And we'll see now. We'll see. Let's see if this warthog. There you go. See? Oh, not quite. There's a female warthog. I'm going to teach you how to tell males from females right now. Have a look at her face. You see underneath her eyes, she's got a wart there. There, she sees tail up, eyes closed, eyes open, tail down. Let's go forward a little bit and see if I can show you that again. All right, let's go in here. All right, so this one is a young male. You're going to have a look at the warts that he's got underneath his eye, but also by his big tusk. There's another wart there. You see he's got 2 warts under his eye and by his mouth. That's a male. Females only have the 1 wart under the eye. Yeah, you see she's running there, tail's up. Now she'll stop because she can't see where she's going, tail down. See there? Right, that's a warthog. Warthog in their skin that's pulled a little bit too tight. Ooh, Jordan, you've asked me how far an impala can walk in a day. Not that far, Jordan. They don't like to go further than about 5 kilometers from water. So that's the maximum distance that an impala will walk from water. I don't think that they walk much more than a kilometer or 2 every day. They walk slowly through the bush, eating the bushes that they can get through, the grass and the plants that they get to eat. They like to drink water every day, and then they move back to where they've got some grass. So not that far. Have a look at this. There's a warthog digging on its knees there. Still these same 2 warthogs that we were with. Quite often they go down on their knees. Oh, there we go, sorry. Potty break. I must be honest with you, they have to be one of the ugliest animals that I've ever seen. They definitely were not blessed with all the good looks. And they're in the bush here with some kudus. And now you'll see the kudus have got these enormous ears. They're like radar dishes. Now I want you to try something. I want you to try and cup your hands around your ears like kudus do. I want you to do this today. And yes, it's going to make you look very, very silly, like it does to me. But try as much as you can. You'll see that you will hear much better with your hands cupped behind your ears like this in one direction. And that's exactly what those kudus are doing. They've got these huge trumpet or bell-shaped ears that allow them to hear much better. And you can try that today. Try it on your playing field or wherever you're going to be. Listen to some people far away and then cup your ears. Oh, we've got a big male kudu with these females. Let's see if we can go and show you him. Let's go there. A male kudu have huge horns. Aaron, you've just asked me, why do elephants have such big ears? Aaron, completely different to kudu. They have such big ears. Look at this big kudu running across. There we go. He's now run off after his females. Completely different, Aaron. Kudus have their big ears to help them to hear better in the bush. Elephants have their big ears to help them cool down. An elephant pushes all the blood in its body into its ears and then flaps its ears in the breeze. And that cools the blood down and helps them to keep their temperature normal. I don't know if it's the same when you get sick, but my mom always used to put a thermometer in my mouth or in my ear to test my temperature. We have a temperature of 37 degrees centigrade. Elephants also have a temperature, and they can't go below or above that temperature. We are warm-blooded animals, which means we have to stay at the same temperature. And when elephants get too hot, they can die and they can get sick. And so they pump the blood in their ears and they flap them from side to side. Now, I haven't quite learned how to flap my ears yet, but I've got ears almost as big as an elephant, and they definitely help me to stay cool. Because I tell you, in weather like you're having in Johannesburg at the moment, my ears are the first thing to get cold. But on that little note, we're going to send you over to Brent with that male leopard that you've got.
So he popped his head back down and went fast to sleep again. Now, as I said, it's a good spot for him. There's water just behind us, so there's quite a good chance that he might get some breakfast. Hi, Savannah. Savannah wants to know, why do leopards have whiskers? Now, there's quite a few different reasons why an animal would have a whisker. And in leopard's case, they can actually pick up vibrations and things with that. And specifically, he might be able to feel something through there. But there are sensory organs, so there's a whole bunch of nerves. And unfortunately, we don't understand as much about those whiskers as we would like to. So there are some people much smarter than us who are looking into it. But my understanding is they can pick up certain vibrations, and it helps them as a sort of early warning system if they're in danger or we can prey around. So very, very interesting stuff, but we don't know as much as we think we do sometimes about the animals out here. And that's one of the amazing things about spending so much time with them, is that you learn new things every single day. And we might, I think while he's sleeping like this, we might move around. We're going to come back to him. Oh, Nina's asking a very interesting question, because the two spotted cats we have are the leopard and the cheetah. So we'll wait a second before we leave him snoozing and go have a look at a different habitat that's down here, because we're in a different area to where we were yesterday. So Nina's saying, besides the tear marks, how do you tell the difference between a leopard and a cheetah? Well, we have a look at him. He's got rosettes, so he doesn't really have proper spots. So I'll try and move a little bit closer so Brian can zoom. You can see there's sort of 3 darker spots, sometimes 4 with a sort of orangish in the middle. But when we look at a cheetah, now if we look at the skin of a cheetah, there we go. It's just, how's that, Brian? Am I holding it right angle? Sorry, the light is very bad today, guys. It's very overcast. There we go. Now you can see a cheetah's just got single spots. Also, their body shape is very different. Cheetah are taller than leopard, but they weigh less. So they've got to weigh less because they've got to run faster for longer. So a leopard is an ambush predator, so they'll pounce out of the bush very quickly and run for a very short time, whereas a cheetah will often run for more than 100 meters. A leopard will very seldom run for longer than 20 meters. So he's snoozing, and those elephants have gone. So we're going to move around. There's a very interesting habitat just down the road that is very, very different from where we are now. And you guys are studying habitats. As nice as it is to see all the big cats, we better show you some different habitats we have out here. So we will come back before the end to have a look there. And you can see how green the trees are all of a sudden as it starts going down here. So this is a little valley between two of that, and you can see all the trees are still green right here. Now that's because there's water underneath the ground here. So that's why all the trees are green. But all these habitats mix into each other. So they actually work together to a degree. So now during the winter months, these habitats where there's lots of green, the elephants like to eat there, and they put a lot of pressure on these areas. But then once it's rainy in the summer, the elephants tend to feed more up on the crest where it's going to be green on this side, and it takes the pressure off the little river systems. But we're going to go show you a big open habitat, and we were just talking about cheetah, and this is the best place where we drive around to see cheetah. So they prefer a more open habitat where they can see further, and they can utilize that incredible speed without tripping over a stick. Hi Shayna. Shayna's wondering what kind of animals could kill a leopard. Well Shayna, there's quite a few. Leopard are quite good at getting away, but hyenas, if they manage to get hold of them, lions are probably the animals that are the most dangerous for a leopard. But then again, also an animal like an elephant could kill a leopard if it caught it. A buffalo, and even a rhino if they manage to catch it. But leopards are very quick, and they can also climb trees. So the main threat to leopards, apart from human beings, is lions. So we're working our way through a crest here, and from the crest we're going to go out into some big open plains. And who knows, fingers crossed, there might be cheetah there. Also, we might see some other animals like zebra, wildebeest, who prefer the more open areas. Here in this mixed woodland, we're going to find duiker, steenbok, kudu, sometimes waterbuck, sometimes impala, and lots of squirrels. Although on a windy, cold morning like this, all the squirrels are still snug in their holes in the trees. While we go to the big open plains, let's go see what Steph's up to on the other side of the reserve.
Welcome back. And you just caught myself in a little bit of a question that I've posed for myself. I want to know how old termite mounds can get. I'm going to show you right here. There's a clue for you. That is obviously a very big, very old tree. And that tree is 200 or 300 years old. Can you imagine that? Now have a look at the base of that tree. This will give you the clue. That tree is obviously growing on top of that termite mound. The termite mound is not growing through the tree. That tree is on top of the termite mound, and this is where the answer will be for most of you. How old do you think that termite mound is? Older than 200 or 300 years. Isn't that amazing? Now what the scientists don't know is whether or not the termite colony that lives inside that termite mound is also 200 or 300 years old. What they think is two different things. Either it is or it isn't, and if it isn't, they think that a termite mound is recolonized. That means it's occupied by different colonies of termites over hundreds of years. We don't know the answers to those questions just yet. And isn't it amazing that even though we can be so clever, we can send people to the moon, we can send spaceships to Mars, but we don't know how old a termite mound actually is or what goes on inside a termite mound right here in our backyards. Incredible, hey? All right, now I'm on my way. I'm on my way to go and have a look and see if we can see some stinky buffalo close to our camp. There's these old group of buffalo bulls that live there, but while I'm doing that, Mary Ann, you've asked me what do termites eat. The termites that live inside that termite mound we were just having a look at, Mary Ann, eat mushrooms. They eat fungus, and they grow these mushrooms themselves deep down inside that termite mound, deep in the ground, close to the water. Termites farm mushrooms. Isn't that amazing? They are farmers. Then you get other termites that are not farmers. Those are the harvester termites. On your school field, especially this time of the year, the dark black termites that come out of the ground and collect all the grass, those are harvester termites. Those have tiny little animals that live inside their bellies that eat that grass. So can you imagine that? They have a whole number of animals that live inside their tiny little bellies that eat the grass, and then they eat those animals. Isn't that amazing? Hey? One animal living in another that helps it eat the grass that grows in its mouth, and then they eat them. And of course, this is a cycle, so it's natural and normal for it to do that. It's easier if you draw a picture, really, to try and understand it for yourself. So you get two different types of termites, two different things that they eat, two different ways that they eat it. Alrighty, now we're going to be having a look for these stinky buffaloes. Buffaloes, for me, I love looking at buffaloes, but they just generate the most amazing amount of flies on them. And flies are not my best friend. Let me just put it to you that way. I can feel them tickling my head when I'm close to these buffaloes. And of course, having no hair, I've got a lot of head all over the place. Now, why do I know that these buffalo will probably be around the water? Quite easy. Buffalo need to drink lots of water. And because they need to drink lots of water, they can't be far away from water. And the only water that I know of in this whole area lies in front of us here. So we're using what we know and we're putting it together and we're making a puzzle as to how we can find these animals. And putting all those pieces together is what takes all the time and what we went to school for, to learn how to become game rangers. It takes a long time to do that. I've been at school for being a game ranger now for almost 17 years, and that was after I finished school like you did. Can you imagine? Long time, eh? Alright. I think Brent has got an update for you.
So we're talking about different habitats, and here we have a massively different habitat. You can see very few trees, very short grass, and we find different animals in different habitats. And this particular habitat is a favorite of the wildebeest. And there's a big herd of wildebeest in the distance there. There they are. And just behind them are some zebra. Now, it's not uncommon to find wildebeest and zebra together, but I see some a bit closer to us, so we're going to go to those. Now, wildebeest and zebra have very different diets. They both eat grass, but they eat very differently. A zebra is what you call a bulk grazer. So it just munches. It doesn't really matter what it munches, and it munches through. Now, wildebeest are a bit fussy. So they only like grass species that are very short and at certain lengths. So the zebras will quite often now eat the grass and keep it nice and short, and then the wildebeest can go pick which grasses he likes in between. Now, another strange creature we might find on these open plains that we see from time to time here is ostriches. And of course, cheetah. This is all very good area for those animals, and you can see I haven't traveled more than a couple of kilometers and we're in a completely different habitat already. Now, not to say that the other animals won't use the habitats, they've got to sometimes walk through them between the different habitats, but normally you'll find wildebeest and zebra prefer the more open areas. And here we go. Here's a zebra up ahead. Now, these look like the boys with no girlfriends, two young boys. And a big daddy wildebeest. Hi guys. Now the big daddy wildebeest will keep an area like this. So this is a wildebeest we've named. His name is Gnormless Gnorman the Gnu. Hello Gnormless. And this is his territory. So the females will move in and out of the territories between the different males, and the males will stay in one spot, and he'll defend it against any other boys who want to come here. And the reason this is such a good wildebeest territory is because of the short grass. It means it's going to attract the ladies. The ladies are visiting his enemy who lives on the other side of the clearing at the moment. And what he's doing there is he's defecating, but that means he's marking his territory. So letting all the other wildebeest know that this is his spot. And there's two young male zebra. So they're not big enough to go get any girlfriends. So you quite often will find young male zebra hanging around with a lone male wildebeest. Now, one of the reasons for this is the more eyes you have, the better chance you have of seeing the lion before it jumps on you. Very pretty. Oh, off they go. And you can see how windy it is. Look at that dust going. Now you have lots of species that will utilize multiple habitats. So in the summer months when the grass is longer here, you can find elephants here, and well, we find buffalo quite often, big herds up to 500 on the short grass. But the only normal resident in this habitat who's here all the time is that wildebeest. Hi, Chloe. Chloe's wondering how quick a zebra can run. Chloe can probably do up to about 60 kilometers an hour, and they can keep it up for a while. Oh, look at him. He's scent marking again. So he's got little glands on his feet and on his face that leave a smell. So when he's scraping his feet like that, that's what he's doing. If you ever see your dogs or your cats at home scraping their feet, they're marking their territory, saying that this is their spot. Oh, unfortunately, no cheetah here today. So I'm going to check around. There's another water hole close by, and if there's nothing at that water hole, then we'll go back to the leopard. Now, I was hoping for some birds here, but I think the wind is keeping them hunkered down. So while we go check around the next water hole, Steph's got a big animal to show you.
Well, it's not quite the buffalo I wanted to show you, but have a look at this beautiful bull elephant, a male daddy elephant, and he's busy eating a buffalo thorn. Now I want you to hold out your baby finger. That is how long the thorns are that this elephant is busy putting in his mouth. Isn't that amazing? Doesn't get pricked. I'm sure he does. He doesn't really feel it. Amanda, you've asked me how long an elephant can live for. Amanda, the elephant in the Kruger National Park can live up to 60 years. 60 years, a long time, hey? Generally between 50 and 60 years. But in other places in Africa, elephants have been known to live up to 70 years. So they can get to 70 years old, but in this area, they get to 50 to 60 years old. And the reason why it's slightly less is because they eat all these trees here. It wears down their teeth, and when their teeth are finished, they can't eat anymore. Let me go forward a little bit. I just want to see if we can get a slightly better view of his head through here for you. And Adora has asked me, how big can an elephant grow? Now, Adora, the elephants in this area, in the Kruger National Park, they grow up to about 6,000 kilograms, 6 tons. That is about 2 of your mommy's cars that dropped you off today at school, about 2 cars. Normally cars are about 1.5 to 3.5 tons. A big car is about 3.5 tons, and Ellies get up to 6 tons. This particular elephant is probably around about 4 tons, 4,000 kilograms. Those tusks, if you stick out your leg as far as it can go, the tusk is as big from the tip of your toe all the way to your hip. Now he's using his nose. Michaela, you asking me a question, can an elephant, I'm not quite getting you, something with a human.
Can it kill a human?
Oh, can it kill a human? Yes, absolutely. The elephants are part of the Big Five, and the Big Five get their name from being the 5 most dangerous animals to walk up to on foot. And they absolutely include the elephant, and that leopard you were looking at, and the buffalo we are looking for, and a rhinoceros and a lion. Those are the Big Five, and they are the 5 most dangerous animals to approach on foot. Although I must be honest, I would add their hippo and crocodile absolutely to that list. Have a look at those teeth. Once again, that tooth is as long as from the tip of your toe all the way to your hip. That's as long as that tusk is, that tooth. This elephant has got 2 beautiful teeth. They're almost exactly the same size, which is uncommon. Most elephants have tusks that are looking different. This elephant has very symmetrical tusks. That means that they look the same. And he uses his tusks to fight with, and he uses his tusks to eat with, to break off branches, to help him break off branches. Sienna, you've asked me, can an elephant run faster than a hippo? Yes, Sienna, an elephant can absolutely run faster than a hippo. Elephants can run up to 45 kilometers an hour. Hippos are running at about 35 kilometers per hour. And that is still much, much faster than the fastest human being can run. So elephants can run up to 45 kilometers an hour, and hippo can run up to 35 kilometers per hour. And at the fastest we have leopard. They run about 80 kilometers per hour, and lion just slightly less than that, at about 75 to 80 kilometers per hour. And right in the middle of all of them is the buffalo. And a buffalo can run 55 kilometers per hour. Now have a look at that. That white secretion that's at the corner of his eye is not because he's just woken up and didn't wash his face this morning before having breakfast. That is a gel that covers the elephant's eyes to stop dust and sticks from hurting his eye. Let's see if we can go backwards a little bit and I'll show you that again. That elephant secretes that gel, and that gel stops the eye from hurting with sticks and dust. Let's see if we can show you that now. Got such a nice view of him. Have a look at that. So that's almost like an elephant eye wash or eye drop. And he's going to maybe shake his head at us, I don't know. There you can see he's using that big trunk. His ears are coming out. Now remember what we said, an elephant's ears is used to cool down his blood. He pumps all the blood in his body through his ears every 20 minutes or so. And that is a lot of blood in those ears. Now have a look, his tusks, can you see they are different colors? And those different colors come from all the juices from the plants that he feeds on, staining his ivory, and also from some mud and dirt. Mainly their tusks get that beautiful color from all the juices of the trees that they feed on. But the actual color of the ivory is an off-white color, so almost pure white. Isn't he beautiful? Have a look at the tips of those trunks, of those. Tusks pointing straight towards us. I don't know what this elephant's going to do now. I'm going to push through these branches. Keeping an eye on us just to make sure that we don't. No, 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 no. Why are you being naughty now? No, now what you gonna do? No, 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 boy. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Look how big you are. Look how big you are. You're very big, yes. No, 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 no. Be nice, thank you. Wow. That's scary. No, 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 you be nice. Don't worry, we don't want you to push this tree over us. There you go. No need to get like that. Bye-bye. That was scary, eh? Big elephant wanting to touch the front of the car. You have to tell him no. Wanting to be naughty. What's his story here? He's all fine now, though. See that tail up? Now he's going to turn around. Shake his head. Oh, you're a big boy. Yes, you're the biggest elephant. Now with elephants, you keep on going to tell them about how big and scary they are. Otherwise, they want to show you how big and scary they are. It's always a good idea to carry on talking to elephant. They need to be told how beautiful they are. Now he's all relaxed, he's okay. He's just deciding what he wants to do. And he'll probably just go back to eating. There we go. Trunk coming up. Now we've got some impala busy giving an alarm call just around the corner from where we are, and I think it's a good idea for us to go and have a look at what's making them upset. Goodbye, big guy. Thank you for letting us share your breakfast. Always a good idea to say thank you to elephants. They're very, very big and they can be very, very scary, and we've always got to watch out for them. But as long as you keep on telling them how nice they are, they be nice to you. Alright, now what we are off to look for is right in this direction in front of us here. I can hear some impala giving a warning bark, as we call it, and they only really do that for predators, lion and leopard, and we've got both in this area, lion and leopard. There's a male leopard that likes to live here and a female leopard with 2 little babies that likes to live here. And there are also some lions that have been here recently. Last night they were busy hunting buffalo all around our camp. Alright, and I think while we're having a look for these impala and whatever they're barking at, we're going to send you back to Brent, who's with that leopard that you started with.
On our adventures, we saw some zebra, we saw some wildebeest, and we've come back, and fortunately, the leopard has decided not to move before we got back here. Oh, here comes a yawn. Oh, look at those teeth. Oh, they are such beautiful creatures. Now you can see the long whiskers. Oh, another yawn. Now, when big cats start yawning, there's a chance they might start moving. Ah, and a bit of licking. Oh, I think he just got bitten by a termite or something, or maybe even a scorpion. Something stung him and it made him jump to the other side of the termite mound. Oh, he's got something funny in his mouth. He could have a termite soldier biting his tongue. He looks very unimpressed with it. But there we go. He gave you a bit of action. Rodine, it's been fantastic having you with us. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. You bring such good luck. And now you get to meet the thumb. So that's actually who controls the camera. Not Brian, it's the thumb. But been great having you. We're going to stick with this leopard. And maybe next time I'll tell you what happens after you guys go back to school. Isn't this exciting? Quarantine. I think what happened is he got a termite soldier on his tongue, and he's looking quite unimpressed with that. Hello, Mr. Q. Oh, he is just a gorgeous leopard. How's that, Brian? Do you want me to go a little bit more forward? Oh, there's a stick in the way. I'm just going to go past it. There he is. Still licking his chops. I hope you guys are getting some fantastic screenshots. It's so wonderful to catch up with him again. Now, if this is, and what is Mr. Quarantine, he's true to form. There we go. He likes to pose for screenshots and photographs. He's looking very upset with about whatever he ate. Oh, another yawn coming. Hi, Marianne. Marianne's in Boston. Marianne says, Brent and Brian, do you remember when we found them sleeping on the bush dinner site? We definitely do. There's no ways we could forget that. Okay, on cue, Mr. Quarantine, look at the lens. Oh, no, he looked past the lens. And I actually think I might have a copy of that photograph with me. I'll see if I can find it and then show it to everyone. So what I think happened is he licked his foot like that, and I think there was a termite soldier on his foot, and it immediately clamped onto his tongue and gave him a bit of a fright. So it looks like he might go for a bit of a walk, and we're definitely going to hang around and not go anywhere, see where he goes. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's in Ohio. Shannon says this might be a dumb question. No such thing. Shannon, only a dumb answer. Shannon wants to know, do they only sleep during the day or do they sleep at night too? They do sleep at night as well as during the day, Shannon. So, depending on how full they are and lots of different things, but they will sleep at night as well. Now, I'm wondering if I have that picture. Hi, Crystal, who's in California. And Crystal's wondering, is there ever going to be a time when there just isn't enough space for a leopard to disperse? Well, I think we have reached that to a degree already, Crystal. And oh, nice little rollover. And unfortunately, some male leopards are pushed into areas where they are not really welcome anymore. Now, I'm hoping he doesn't head too far to the north. We'd much prefer him to stay right where he is. Now, he does look like he's a little bit hungry. Okay, so we were chatting about that wonderful sighting we had of him sleeping on the bush dinner site, and I thought I had them here. And that's how let me go, whoopsie, I dropped my camera there. Brian, tell me whether does move or face it down. So that's how we spotted him. There he is there. And he was sleeping on top of the table. Look at that. Isn't that a comfy leopard? Wait, let me take my scarf off. I think my scarf is reflecting. Or if I do that, Brian, is that better? Oh, there he is, sleeping on top of the table, looking very comfortable. Right. Look at that. Well, he's up, so let's stick with live quarantine rather than pictures of quarantine. Maybe he'll go for a drink. Sham's son's wondering, could quarantine pose a threat to Karula's cubs? Or is he still too young? No, he definitely does pose a threat if he were to come back to Djuma. But currently where he is, he doesn't pose a threat at all. He's quite far away from where they are. At the moment, the bigger threats to Karula's cubs would be Mvula and Sindile. Hi, Terry in Oklahoma. Terry would like to know, do I think if Mvula is Quarantine's father? Terry, I have no idea. And I'm not going to guess. It could easily be Mvula, it could be Tingana, it could be an unknown male leopard in the north. And he is an absolutely stunning leopard, this guy. Oh, he might go back to the top of his termite mound for another snooze. I love how they flatten their ears when they climb a termite mound initially to get a nice little view around. So is he going to sleep again? Or has he learnt his lesson? No, he's going to go down again. He's just... Oh, Brian, I think we don't even need to move. That's quite pretty. I still found the fact that he got bitten by a termite very funny. Hi, Douglas in Arizona. Douglas would like to know, was it not Quarantine who climbed a tree to watch the last fireside chat of Big Cat week 2014? Brian, you were actually filming that, weren't you?
Yep, it was him indeed.
And there we go. Brian was there, and it definitely was the Quarantine male. Now, on a cool day like today, he could move, but I think it's definitely going to be worth coming to follow up on him on the sunset safari. But we're going to stick with him for the rest of the sunrise safari, that's for sure. So while we sit here waiting to see what Quarantine does next, let's go see what the winter farmer is up to.
The winter farmer, Brent, that's nice, thanks. We've moved into this area away from where we were with that elephant bull just recently because there were some alarm calls from impala coming from here. Now, yesterday on the walk, on the sunset bushwalk, for those of you who joined us with the sunset bushwalk, Karula's tracks with the cubs were coming in this way on top of the male leopard's tracks that we were following. And I don't think that she's actually left this area, to be honest. I think that she's still here. Taxon, one of the Djuma guides, is saying that she's moved her cubs into this area mainly because water has dried up in Treehouse Dam, and with that, herds have moved away, and it's surprisingly lacking in predators, which is what she's looking for. Now, that goes a little bit against what the tracks and signs are saying on the ground. A lot of activity of leopard, a lot of hyena around here. Both male leopard and hyena are fatal to cubs. Long-term effects for leopard. But I'm probably the worst person to come into this area, because to be quite honest with you, my luck at finding leopards is very poor. But Corin has just asked me, how do I know how old tracks are? Or how can we tell how old the tracks of the leopards are? Corin, you have a look at the elasticity of the soil. You push your finger into the soil and you compare where you've pushed your finger to that mark on the soil. That'll give you an
safari, but for the last couple of seconds of drive, let's not look at my ugly mug. Let's look at his pretty mug.